they explain them situation and thing and them made an offer, you know. So me laugh. Me laugh and say, no man, them a joke. I was very aware that it's not really comedic. It's more to make people ball and to make people know say, one dimensional. We are surrounded by slackness. It is part of our DNA. It's how some we talk, is how sometimes we express ourselves. So me not see why as a creative person you need to go that way. You can
Welcome to Studio 58A Live here at the Jamaica Information Service, our discussion program coming to you live online. I'm your host, Vaughn Davis. Thank you to everyone tuning in wherever you are around the world. Thank you so much for your eyes. We really do appreciate it. And like how we have your attention, do us a favor, no man. Same favor we always ask. Share this video with a friend or two or 20,000 so we can have a very lively discussion. And don't hesitate to drop some questions and comments in the section below so we can keep the conversation going. All right. Now, people, one of the things I love about this time that we live in is that barriers to entry are much, much lower thanks to technology. Once upon a time, Jamaican movies were few and far between because cost, expertise, equipment, and the like were just too expensive. Nowadays, however, movies are much more consistent. And what is especially great is that our own theatre legends now have more avenues to showcase why and how they earned their status. Which brings us to why we're here today. Jamaica's own king of comedy, Oliver Samuels, recently made his debut as a dramatic actor in a short film entitled Sugar Dumplin. And we're here today to talk about with him. Welcome, Oliver. Welcome so much. Thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
I'm very well born. Thanks for having me.
All right, now Oliver, why this film? What was it about Sugar Dumpling that made you feel like, okay, this is the time in which people are going to see me in this new dramatic light?
Look here. From what I gather, the genesis of this thing was that here two or a group of young people in Canada wanting to find somebody to do this role of the father in the short film. And them was there wondering who them could get. And somebody flippantly said, why, make me check Oliver Samuels. And the response immediately was, you're crazy. We can't touch that the man. We will pay him. We don't have the money to pay him. Anyway, somebody insisted that they should try at least. So when them call my representative, um they explain them situation and thing and them made an offer, you know. So me laugh. Me laugh and say, no man, them a joke. Them people are joke. And then I said to myself, here's a group of black jam Canadians or black jam Canadians. Me go help them out. I'm going to agree to do it. So I say, tell them yes, I'll do it. And it was I asked them to send the script and let me see it because no, I don't want to do anything vulgar or something that does not highlight the greatness of Jamaica and seeing that they are of Jamaican heritage. I would not want to encourage them to go into a negative direction. So I read the script and believe you me, I really and truly liked it because I said, whoa, if them think that I can do a serious role, they must rate me highly. And this is a challenge for me. So I decided to do it. I went up to Canada and we read a few evenings and they loved what they were hearing. And I took it on because I have known persons who suffer with dementia,
Mm-hmm,
who and
mm-hmm.
families who have to be dealing with persons with dementia. And so I rehearsed it and we did it. Um I at one point in the filming of this thing, man, me no know, me get so carried away in the character that me feel so sorry for my daughter
Mm.
that me just bust out a ball, me start to bawl, start uncontrollably make them have to stop the thing. Because maybe I was thinking, say, well, boy, people have a hard time really dealing with these people who go in and out from reality to something else. And it just got me there. But I can tell you, it was not, it was really easy. They made it, everybody on set made it so very easy for me. They were most accommodating. The director, Tristan, the director, writer, and his wife, Tristan and Natania. They were so very generous, and they would express what they want in the most decent and kind way and calm, you know, and that too helped me to carry forward the message or the feeling or the interpretation of what this thing is all about.
All right, sounds great. Now, you mentioned dementia, so naturally, this is a good segue for us to give people an idea of what the film is about. So just do that for me. Let persons understand what exactly they are going to see when they, what the overall
Yeah.
plot is about.
It is really about this girl, this man who's experiencing this kind of disease. And my daughter, I have a daughter who is a nurse. And her mother, somewhere along the line, we split up. In a few experience and culture, usually man left him woman and the woman and mother alone have to look after the picnic and all like that. But the mother suggested to her, encouraged her, said, check your father. I mean, try to establish a kind of relationship with your father,
Mm,
But when she come to check with the father is going through this thing, which
mm-hmm,
shocked her. So what she tried to do was the father was a very good cook. So what she tried to do is to bring foods that he used to cook and that they loved, and she as a child loved what he used to cook.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But him not the head space not do there. So him always have cuss and not talk about the food. Him no member who, then him member who, and this in and out thing. But I truly enjoyed the experience.
All right, wonderful. Now, I guess the most obvious question to me, I think, is everybody knows you as the king of comedy. How exactly? I know you mentioned that the director and the writer and so on, the persons associated with the film, they made it a pretty easy experience in terms of how they communicated what they wanted and how they were able to interact with you. But how exactly did the role challenge you? Or did you have to go to places that were unfamiliar, or did you have to pull from anything a little bit outside a typical experience to really capture the performance in the way that you wanted to?
Wait, yes, I just had to go back into my memory bank and think of friends whose parents or a family member is going through that kind of thing. And I mean, being close to them and seeing how them have to cope and all that kind of stuff. And that's one of the things that I had to do. Also, I was very aware that it's not really comedic,
Mm,
and because with the language I could do so much more with it to bring humor, but it 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 would not really make sense. Humor was not really appropriate there. There are moments, sorry, in the film that a little humor come out,
of
but
course, yeah.
it comes with the whole theme, you know, it comes with the whole theme. It's more to make people ball and
All
to
right.
make people know say, one dimensional,
All right. Stick a
me
pin right there. So
multi-dimensional.
stick a pin right there. So I want to know, you mentioned moments. Without giving anything away, I want to know if there's a film where they call it the Oscar moment, the moment where you say, yes, man, this particular dialogue or monologue or this moment here is the moment that people are going to really see the depth of emotion or depth of portrayal that you can show as a real dramatic actor. Is there a particular moment in the film without necessarily giving too much away?
Yes, there is a moment when I shortly remember her, and we bumped foreheads. We,
Mm.
come together. I think that is really a very moving moment.
All right. And with that said, no, you may said multidimensional. What should directors, future persons interested in booking Oliver for a performance or a particular thing, what they must know about having seen this film or having, if when they see this film, what will they now understand about Oliver Samuels, the actor, not just the comedic actor, but Oliver Samuels, the actor? What will they take away
That,
from this?
that I am talented and that I can do various roles. I am able to do various roles. The only thing, uh, which me don't know if I am not limiting myself, but you see, when I speak English,
Mm. Okay.
people say, "Lord, I don't know you." So there is me have to have that Jamaican-ness into my work. One of a lot of the comments that were made when they sent out the snippet there
Mm-hmm.
is that, thank God, we have somebody that talking the real Jamaica talk, and me really care about that a lot. Me really care about that a lot because some of us, we're not proud of the language that we have.
Mm.
But if we notice a whole heap of people from other cultures take it on,
Butcher it.
we, we try and them take it on. A whole heap of people from other cultures that cook with food where we have one, like say, we no love,
Mm-hmm.
and things. So I want people to have a sense of pride in what we have, because what we have is beautiful. What we have is magical. Our music, our language, the Jamaican language, and our nice thing to play with. And when I think of the late Honorable Louis Bennett Coverley, who is and forever will be my mentor, and when I see her on stage in England, in New York, and when she got the Jamaica talk and make theater roar like thunder,
Mm.
I know that it is a very powerful language, and we must not be ashamed of it. We must love it, hug it up, huddle it.
1000%. You're not going to find any disagreement from me over here. As a matter of fact, that is one of the things we definitely work on doing as much as possible at the JIS to make sure that we capture the culture and heritage of the country and share it in a way that people honor and treasure what we have, because what we have is unlike anything else anywhere in the world. It's unique in a way that only we can truly characterize and represent. And seeing you do it on this film,
Exactly.
trust me, absolutely wonderful. Yeah,
When you hear two people, go ahead.
that kind of brings me to the next question. I suppose I wanted to ask, maybe we're just not familiar, but it seems like how come Oliver never played the game or the Hollywood game to go and move to California and try get into more of these different things? Did you ever play that game or did you want to play that game or maybe we just don't know?
All right. That's a whole heap of, that the question that whole heap of prank to it, you know. Whole
Okay,
heap of pranks to it.
we have
But
time.
all right, maybe just try to address all what you say because I'm nothing you say and them few little words say.
Okay.
I have gone to Hollywood to audition. I have watched Bill Cosby in another studio while I was in another studio. But look here, I have been there twice. The invitations came right down here to Jamaica to
Mm,
me, and I was flown there in a first class and carry on niceness. Yeah, albeit I didn't get through. Well, actually, I was actually casted, but the project didn't go through.
okay.
Now, uh, again, I have never had the ambition to go to Hollywood on my own because I have known of persons here who who them did a do good in Jamaica.
Mm,
And because them I have known of so many people and because them feel say Jamaica too little bit for them get up and then go and then go out to California and then depend street at daytime like beggars in a line and wait for thing. Me not go through that because I just believe that Jamaica is sufficient it for me. Jamaica still is sufficient for me. I can do well here. And I know that um, when you're good here, you know, you're
mm,
good anyway, you know.
that is true.
When you're good in Jamaica, you're good anyway. I mean, always say, if anybody want me, a foreign, to do anything, movie or anything, them have to invite me from here. Me not go there go look nowhere, right? Me not batter in the sun, in the rain, in the snow. Me a turn right to Jamaica. So if they want me, them have to find me here, so. And that's one of the things me always do.
I met my heart swell a while ago as a pro Jamaican. The pro Jamaican in here just come out in that speech there a while ago that we could have buckle it and sell that all across the country.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as we kind of bring things down, I would just want I can't have Oliver here and not ask him for just some lessons for aspiring actors in this age now, especially through social media. We have so many more persons showcasing their talent and feeling like there are really no a lot more opportunities for them to be able to get in movies, get in ads, get in this, that, and the third. But still, I still believe that having you have been in the business long enough and you have seen it from you can see things from a different vantage point. Are there any few lessons that you would probably share with anybody who's coming up right now that they can see, yeah man, all right, this is what Oliver recommends or so on as far as going down this creative career path?
One of the things for me is content. I have seen on social media quite a few talented young persons, but them lack the subject matter is just very empty.
Mm,
And so they tend to lean towards vulgarity. I cannot encourage or condone vulgarity because it is something in our nature that is it you don't have to package slackness. Slackness, we are surrounded by slackness. It is part of our DNA.
mm.
Is how some we talk, is how sometimes we express ourselves. So me not see why as a creative person you need to go that way. You can from experience you can use that. to try and to do other things. Out of that, you can do things that are creative enough. You can deal with two market woman and them station have the bad word, right? But them have friendly rivalry, or even the rivalry not friendly, it not have to be vulgar.
Mm.
You talk about people, some of them talk about people in the most lewd fashion and this kind of stuff. I mean, that is not healthy for children because people know the technology more than some of you young people. Me I eat that when it comes to that. But so I would encourage the young talented persons to go out there, find material, talk about them life in a positive way, or how them can take negativity and turn in a positivity. We have so much stories. We have so much stories. We have so much dopey story. We know to say Anansi's story is one of the things that is almost in the past. We should have tried to encourage Anansi's stories, encourage storytelling. Yeah,
Mm.
you understand? Also, Lord, there is something called humility. When we do something one time and we're successful, we're not star. We're not star. We are aspiring to be, but we not reach there yet. Some of us believe that when we get 1,000 or 10,000 likes, oh, we are there, we are it, we are with it. And even in the theater world, some people them get a role and people love it, and because of that, them just feel like say, well, you can't talk to them, director can't talk to them, another actor can't talk to them because they say the last show me do, me was like the star, everybody talk about me. No man, be humble because after 50 odd years in the business, me still a learn, me still learning. So walk with little humility. Read as much as you can about your craft, whichever whatever it is, and try to be. Strive for excellence. And it is not, as the late Professor Nelson said, you're only as good as your last performance.
Hmm.
Continue to be consistent and work towards excellence.
All right, I don't think I need to add a thing more to that. I mean, that was a whole master's thesis in itself, and I believe you follow each and every one of those instructions to all the young aspiring actors coming up out there. Success should follow you. You should, if you do it the right way, success should be the automatic outcome. And as Oliver can demonstrate, and
Abs-
is one of the persons who's been there and done that, him can tell you, and you don't need to tell him nothing more than that. Now, this is where we come full circle. This is where we come full circle to things. I want you once again to just promote Sugar Dumpling. This is the opportunity to just tell people why they should come and see the film. But once again, we just want to have Donisha come around so we can have you and Oliver on the screen at the same time. And this is just the opportunity for you to promote the film. Let persons know what them in for when them come and them see it. And I just want you to, as the exec producer, to be here to kind of hear and then co-sign, in this opportunity.
Donisha is very fabulous in selling the product. So, hello, my lovely.
You can't hear it.
I can hear. I can
You
hear
can
you.
hear. All right,
Yes,
great.
I've been hearing
Yeah,
all you've been saying.
she's fabulous in promoting the subject, the material, the film. But all I want to say before Donisha speaks, because I can't speak after her. Um, what I want people to come out to the sunken garden at Hope Gardens. Me sure them all know which part that day on the 23rd, to come and see somebody who I know I have survived over 55 years in theater in Jamaica. And that I know is an achievement and is a milestone. I want them to come to see me in a serious role. I want them to tell themselves that them are gonna laugh when them see me. But me I go tell them say them are gonna bawl when they see me
Mm.
in that role. So they must come out and watch this film. It is professionally done. Everything about it. And the result reflects that professionalism that everybody, everybody who was involved in the making of it put towards towards the work. So just come see me. Uno dear Oliver, uno old Oliver, come see me. I work a serious role.
Okay.
All right. Just before Oliver goes away, I just want you to react to what he's saying and just
No.
once again let persons know what they're in for when they come and they see Feed them Oliver up
For
on the
them,
screen.
Oliver, that's what we're saying. Oliver Samuels, an icon, a legend that we get to celebrate within these moments. For me, it's an honor and responsibility. This is about cultural preservation, generational healing, bridging gaps that many times, we get lost in history as generations come forward. I'm realizing, and we have an opportunity here to put history in its rightful place. Listening to Oliver speak about the importance of craft and humility, and remembering, as Professor Nettleford said, that you're only as good as your last performance. I think these are the kinds of conversations that our young people need to be hearing from and about, because we have no perspective, very little perspective. Social media rewards us with likes immediately. And I don't think that that is something that is sustainable when you are really trying to be a professional artist and develop your craft, Yeah, so come out, see Oliver Samuels in a serious role, taking it to them, taking it to them. We're looking forward to red carpets rolling out all over the world for film festivals so that you, Oliver, can walk these red carpets and represent Jamaica on an international level. Right now, people all over the world are looking towards Jamaica because of the One Love movie, which is great. We're ready for some more movie now.
Absolutely.
With some more authentic accents with people who we know from that time until now. And it's a very important subject matter that we're speaking about. And to have someone like Oliver Samuels be a voice for that, I don't think that anyone living and dealing with dementia right now could ask for anything else.
Yeah, I don't think there's a more eloquent spokesman when it comes to bringing home or bringing to light a subject that's really, really, really cogent at this time. We've seen so many persons putting up posters about missing family members who was here and then they walked off and they can't find them and that kind of thing. There are many persons who really are just reeling and hoping against hope that they can get some clue as to where the relative is. Or persons who are living with relatives who they had them for so long, and then that person who you knew all those years ago is just almost kind of like a shell of themselves because they're not able to share. And you know how the oral tradition is important to us in Jamaica, being able to pass down knowledge and so on from parent to child and so on. And so now losing a relative who was the source of all that kind of information and seeing the person dear, but them not there.
Yes.
I think it's a fabulous way to bring this home and help more persons to become sensitized about what it means and what dementia means, its impacts, its symptoms, etc., etc. So, big up yourself, Oliver. I think you're doing, this is not just a film for enjoy, it's a film for teach and something that people can really come away with a whole heap of different things. So, applause to you again, as usual. You're supposed to use that by now, but once again, applause to you.
Thank you so very much.
I
Donisha, you just did show me, tell me, can't manage, You're just so bright and you just said the right things. Thanks so very much for being a part of this.
It,
All right.
it's my honor and my pleasure. Like I truly said, I'm very humbled to be able to do this work, and to honor you. And we don't have to get emotional about it for all of those reasons. Just listening to you talking about Miss Lou and making sure to create space and honoring your own mentors, those things are very important to me, because as a Rasta, then they're we get a lot of discrimination because we're trying to create space for culture. And I think someone like Oliver helps to legitimize the way we talk and the way we walk for people who may otherwise discriminate against us because of how we look. He normalizes the Jamaican experience for people all over the world. So, yeah, I give thanks to be a part of this.
Oliver, I think we can let you go at this time. The only thing I would want is, I don't know, just I don't know, just big up everybody who's gonna watch, big up everybody who's gonna come and tell them again, thanks for the support.
Me know say the whole of Jamaica want see it. So our premiere, our world premiere,
Oh.
uh, it is so appropriate that we should have it in Jamaica, and we want everybody to come out and see this beautiful film. There are as other things that will be shown also, but this is the main attraction. Someone every Jamaican to try come see. And I want to use this opportunity to thank my Jamaican people for sustaining me over this 55 years in the business, because to be there for so long, and nobody starts say, Lord, I'll get tired now. Anybody say that because they don't really like me, but that I feel them 20. In a business with that.
You can't escape
So,
that.
we want to just come out, have a great evening, bring the picnic them, and it's family. And thanks again for the support for everyone, and to all my Jamaicans here, abroad, and in the diaspora.
All right, ladies and
And we are
gentlemen.
going to make Jamaica shine up.
All right.
Shine, shiner. Eh?
All right, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, our star of stage and now screen, and hopefully much more screens to come, Oliver Samuel. Thank you so much, Oliver. I really appreciate it. And take care. Have a
You're
good rest of
welcome.
the day. So we transition now to speaking to the executive producer of the Sugar Dumplin film, artist, activist Donisha Prendergast. We have her live here in studio. Now, Donisha, I love the fact that we can make films more consistently and we can really delve into Jamaican stories which are outside of what, at this point, which have been a typical Sun Sea Sand and in some ways the gangster and so on. Now, we're not saying that there isn't room for those stories.
Right.
Absolutely, those stories have their place, but it's wonderful to be able to see a different kind of Jamaican story being told in this kind of way. So I want to ask you, what was it about this story that drew you to the project? And just give me a better sense of what you looked for, just how you approach this whole creative space.
I think the first thing that drew me to the project was the intention. And the intention was to show a family living overseas of Jamaican descent, dealing with this situation. We're in a foreign land. It's foreign food, foreign people who don't necessarily know all the things to keep us safe, yet still we're dealing with a thing that we need to be safe. And so when I'm looking at the creative projects to support, I'm always looking at how we are exploring a deeper sense of humanity in the work. I'm not interested in entertainment. I'm not an entertainer.
Okay.
Right? And this project allowed me a lens that I had never had access to. Dementia is not something that has ever come across my table. And so to know, because I have a little bit of a social scientist mind, so I have to go deep into the research to really understand the fullness of what it is that we're dealing with. And the more I've spoken to people, the more I realize that almost every single person I've spoken to can tell me something about a family member or a loved one or somebody they work with, and I'm just like, okay, hold on. Is this a pandemic that we're just not recognizing right now? Like, I don't have enough data to be able to make an informed assessment of what it is. Therefore, I need to figure that out. And so the film creates an opportunity to be used as a tool for social impact in spaces where art doesn't necessarily go, which is like science.
Absolutely.
So we are now in conversations with the Ministry of Health, as well as the Ministry of Culture and Entertainment, also the Ministry of Agriculture, and trying to find a way how to bring all of these stakeholders into one space to be like, okay, what is happening? What is on everybody's agenda? How can we now use this singular product to achieve all of these goals? Where is the partnership and collaboration? How do we empower our nation using art as a tool for governance?
All right, and then in some ways, definitely bring more awareness to issues that would not necessarily be on the front burner. In many cases, we
Yes.
all tend to see, the big ticket, for lack of a better phrase, big ticket illnesses, your cancer, your non-communicable your diabetes,
Right.
these kind of things. And in many ways, dementia definitely is not something perhaps more so lately, in the sense that we may know relatives who have had, like I said before, relatives who have walked off or who have just gone missing and that kind of thing. We can't find them and so on. So being able to highlight more information around this condition as a secondary motive in many ways is really wonderful. And I'm sure that was, that is something that helped to, I guess, narrow your focus when you were looking at this project in terms of making sure the message was also there.
Yeah, well, the project, when I came on board, it had already been written and was getting ready to be shot that weekend. So Oliver was in town. I got wind of the project. They actually called me to help them with some music supervision, suggestions on the sound. But when I looked into the project, I was just like, okay, hold on, there are a few other things that are happening here. It's dealing with food. We have Grace Canada. Let me just reach out to Grace Canada and see if there's a way, because in the script, they actually did mention Grace, naturally, because they are a homegrown,
Exactly.
So big up Grace Canada for coming on board and supporting at that moment. And then beyond that, this is Oliver Samuels we're talking about. Like, him is not no dibby actor
Right.
from Jamaica. He is our legend. And I just wanted to be able to find a way to make sure that he got the recognition that he deserves, and that this project could help to build a platform for other films and filmmakers who are coming forward as Jamaican storytellers, locally in Jamaica and internationally, because Jamaican stories exist wherever Jamaicans are.
Say that again for the camera one more time, that people understand.
Jamaican stories exist wherever Jamaicans are.
Right. So there's more to Jamaica than the patois and the sun and the sea and the standard. This fascination with gangsta and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's much more. There's more. It's a much more nuanced experience, and it's wonderful to be able to see this different kind of element. Which brings me to the question now. Were you on set? Were you there to see the performances and so on
man.
done? So I guess the question is, what did you see, and what can audiences expect when they see this film based on what you saw, the performances, and how it was all put together and portrayed? What can persons expect to see?
Boy, persons can expect to see something that they haven't seen from Oliver Samuels before. A different space that he has occupied as an artist to channel this conversation. I think they will also get an insight into what it is like living overseas, and dealing with these kind of situations quietly, and not having the nuanced cultural understanding of how to really be supported. And a great production. This is world class
World
productions.
class.
Yeah, coming
Okay.
from
Love that.
kids of Jamaicans.
So the question is, where I know there are plans for a big red carpet. Well, I want to get more details about where persons will be able to see the film and how they will be able to interact with it. And, I mean, apart from maybe outside of the red carpet premiere and so on, where can persons be able to see it?
Well, on the night of the premiere, we'll be able to do a little bit more of an announcement. But right now, we're working with Blue Mahole Capital, who is supporting us as we get ready to do a diaspora tour. So we're hoping to touch down in places like UK, in all throughout America, in Canada, and going through the Caribbean, and definitely as far as Africa. Bringing our content to the places where are really looking for our content.
Yeah, right. I want you to shout out the producers and the writers on the project, and how they brought everything together, and how we were able to collaborate to make this production, to actually make it
course.
and bring it to the public.
For sure. Mid-career productions, this is your vision that has been manifested. That is writer-director Tristan Barracks and his amazing wife, producer Natanya Barracks. Chantel Riley, who is an actress but is also doubling as an executive producer as well to make it happen. And all of the crew behind the scenes, the DOP, the set designer, the costume designer, makeup, wardrobe, everybody who helped to make this happen. It really couldn't have happened without them. And we're talking about people who are born in Canada, coming to Jamaica for the first time to be able to show their work to audiences. There's a healing thing that is happening here too, and a connectivity thing that is happening here too, that we're really excited about. And the Ministry of Health is on board right now, the Ministry of Entertainment as well, and we're just really feeling very supported with this very novel approach to films, because typically you go show a movie, you take some picture, you put it out in the press, and then you feel good about yourself, and then you go and
that's that, on to the next one.
Yeah, and then as a filmmaker, you just sit down and you be quiet until something else happens. But with us, we're trying to do something a little bit different here. We're trying to create a model that other filmmakers can use as well. This is a short film. We're hoping to create a toolkit that can accompany this film into institutions, into schools, into different spaces to help to further the conversation beyond just the entertainment piece. And we're hoping that this is something that other filmmakers will start to look at as well. Your work not just as entertainment, but as a tool for social impact.
Married with a social issue and help give it some more legs, because it'll have actual impact or actual objectives insofar as raising awareness or sensitization or just building bridges of understanding around particular issues. It seems like a really interesting way to, and I think more persons will be inclined to lend support and put the money if they can see that there's more to it than just go make people sit down and chew some popcorn and, there's more to take away from the experience than just that,
Yeah, and I think also for the film industry, I am excited about this project and how other industries are responding to it, because it creates an opportunity for us to show that, listen, we don't want to just shoot commercials for brands. Like, we want to be commissioned to do important work for our nation. Documentaries, limited edition series that is going to be exploring different issues. Like, believe in the industry. Stop hiring us to shoot commercials that we can't get credit for. Commission us to do work that we can get credit for, to build the industry and also build our nation.
Absolutely. So, next question. More films?
More films, more work. I started out acting at 17. That's like a whole other lifetime ago. Since that time, I have just evolved into so many other spaces in realizing the dynamics of storytelling and the importance of preparing yourself to tell stories in all kinds of ways. Because I'm also a Rasta woman, at that time when I started acting, the image of the woman with dreads, nobody was writing stories for me.
Absolutely not, yeah.
No. So I had to write my own stories for me. And so that has continued to inspire me to continue to push against the barriers of, whatever they expect it to be or me to be. So I'm doing it all in terms of film, writing, directing, producing, acting, however the story needs to be told. We're also going to be launching an independent film series at the Bob Marley Museum Theatre starting February the 13th, every Thursday for the rest of the year. Let's see if we can sustain it.
Yeah.
Right now we don't have any screens, brother.
You have to tell me. I know that's one of the biggest challenges. I mean, we're not short of ideas, we're not short of creativity, we're not short of persons who are willing to make the sacrifice to make the thing.
We're short
the
of
ability
screens.
to put it up so persons can view it. I mean, there's YouTube, there's other online platforms and so on, but if you really want to have the impact, you have to have that level of representation.
Yeah.
And, that speaks volumes, and so that's something we have to work on, people.
Yeah, I have a small fire to burn. Because, we are political in our voice. Art is political. I don't know why we try to pretend otherwise. Our local screens are on a monopoly, right? It's one company that owns all of our screens. And I challenge them. If you want to support the Jamaican film industry, have a Jamaican film night at Carib, at Palace Cineplex. I don't know what we're waiting for. This has to be something collective. So because I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated. When we came down to show Sugar Dumplin, when we went, it was just too much money to show this film that's dealing with social impact. And for me, it's that raised a concern. So I'm looking for a solution. We have a theatre at the Bob Marley Museum. It's only 75 seats, but it's enough space for our local filmmakers to be able to generate and encourage a local audience and international audience, because we have international visitors every day who are coming through, to be able to consume our work. And for Jamaican storytellers throughout the diaspora to have a screen that they don't have to spend $500,000 just to show their work and have a conversation with the people. So this is our effort to build in the local film industry, and it's no charge for the filmmakers. We're going to be splitting sales at the door and really just creating a space where filmmakers can take up a hard drive that has been living forever on their desk not doing anything, and now create some graphics and go and market because they have seats to fill, and then at the end of the day count how much,
if you have to start somewhere, and you have to start, and to create an outlet for them to be able to do so is definitely admirable. I mean, who wouldn't love that? That's amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. And I guess now, how do you I mean, you've articulated in some ways, but how do you choose what to pick up? How are you now? If persons see you and say, okay, I want to connect with Donisha because I think I might have something that we could partner on, I think I have an idea that we can make and showcase. How do they either connect with you, and what do you look for? What catches your eye, piques your interest?
Oh, that's really interesting. I mean, I'm accessible. I'm on Instagram. I'm not really hard to reach. If you know where I am, then you know where I am. But in terms of what I'm looking for, again, particularly, I'm just responding to the world, to be very honest with you, being really organic in how that happened, because there are many people who always want my time, but I value my time very highly, and I don't work for anybody. Like, you can't hire me to work for you. We're not working together, then it's just not gonna work. And so there are a few things. It has to be an energy of, like, we're going in the same direction. It has to be non-transactional, because money makes things so funny.
Complicated.
Yeah, and so ridiculous, because you can't eat, sleep, or anything, with money. So there's things that move people too, and things that matter. I'm bored of entertainment. I want to do things that matter and that can help to shape our nation. Jamaica is still a very young nation. We're only, 63 or 64 or something? 64. That's just older than my mother. Just to give you some context of how young our nation is and still needs direction. So that me depend still.
So if you want to link up with Donisha, if you have an idea you think it might, but make sure that it has some social impact, some social reach, and it's more than just making people laugh and chew popcorn and feel good for a couple of minutes. There has to be a lasting impact, and something that's there, a conversation that can be had, or a door to be open towards greater understanding or reasoning. She just said it a while ago, but make sure she not waste our time. She just said she value our time. Very, very important.
And you should too.
All right. That's
only
true.
live one
All right.
time. Yeah.
So let's bring this round full circle. Last words about Sugar Dumpling and what people will see, what they experience, and where the next move or the next step in the overall promotion process and so on.
Okay. So I should definitely big up my non-profit Humanity Over Vanity, who is helping to curate the social impact program right now. We're working with international partners like the Alzheimer's Association of Ontario and KITE UHN to be able to facilitate this work internationally. Locally though, in Jamaica, February the 23rd, put on your good clothes, Sunday best. You hear? Red carpet premiere at Hope Gardens, Sunken Gardens, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for VIP reception. That's if you get your VIP ticket. And then after that, gates open 6. And we have some special things a go on. Don't tell Oliver, We have some niceness a go on. Seen? So come forward, be prepared with your heart and your minds open. The tickets are going fast and we have limited seating. So if you're smart, go and get your ticket. Now, tickets are available at the Ref JA in Ligani, at Camila's Kitchen, all locations, as well as Itopia Life on West Kings House Road and in Portmore. Hope Gardens also has tickets. Don't joke it out. There's a serious reason we're going to have. Seeing dementia is something that we should all be talking about.
Hey, and we always say we want to see the local film industry truly take off in a way that's meaningful and significant and lasting and sustainable. We have local filmmakers. We have, even though Jamaican Canadian. That's the marriage right there. but we claim them, and there are Jamaicans involved in this whole process. And we want to see the film industry arrive at a place that it can mushroom and grow and build and snowball. We have to support our local productions. And as she said, top class production, top class everything. It was well put together, and I mean Oliver is involved. Now we don't say it's not a joke thing.
It's not no dibby thing.
It's not no joke thing. So let's go out and support this production.
And I should also tell people that in addition to the screening of the film, we'll be creating a dementia community marketplace with support organizations. So if you or loved ones are dealing with dementia, come and see the film, and you don't know where to go and to get the kind of support will be there on the ground to be able to direct you. So come forward, bring out ones. Big love to the National Council for Senior Citizens of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, who came on board from early to make sure that seniors will be there represented and properly taken care of. So you can also reach out to them for your special discount senior citizen tickets.
All right, fantastic. I think we've covered most, if not everything. And that's the only thing left is go watch the show.
Go and watch the show. Put
film.
on a good clothes, red carpet sinting, all right? It's sweet and nice and sweet. Sugar Dumplin.
With that said, I think, people, it's time for us to wrap. Thank you to everyone who tuned into our discussion. We thank you so much for your eyes. And if you have a question about anything, if you want to link up with Donisha, anything you want, just drop it in the comments. We'll respond, get you the information that you need. All right. Now, remember, our audience plays a major part in our show. So if there's anyone in particular you'd like us to have in studio, let us know. Try to have that person in studio as soon as possible. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You name it, we're there. Jamaica Information Service. Just look for us. You'll find us all the information that you need right there. All right. We do this weekly online. I've been your host, Vaughn Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care and have a good one.